The full lineup has been released for the 44th Reeling, the Chicago LGBTQ International Film Festival that's coming up September 17th through the 27th. And joining us now to spill the tea on what's coming up for the second longest running LGBTQ film fest in the world is our good friend, Richard Knight Jr. Richard, welcome back to the show.
Oh, good morning, you two.
Good morning.
Hi,
Or actually should say good evening. Thank you for showing up in the middle of the night, my little night owl.
You two are worth getting up for.
Oh, thanks. Next time we're going to get you in the studio. How about that?
Say again?
We're going to get you in the studio next time, okay?
But could we do it like at 3 a.m.?
Sure. We'll do it at 3
come in
a.m.
early.
There we go.
Middle of my work day? Yeah. No, of course. I'd love to do that. Sure.
Oh, my gosh. Well, hey, we're so excited. Again, Reeling Film Festival. We are so lucky that it is here in Chicago, the world's second longest running LGBTQ film fest.
Yeah, what's the first?
Frameline, San Francisco.
Okay, cool.
Fine,
Yeah.
fine,
That gay
San
town, that little
Francisco.
gay town.
You might kind of expect that. I mean, that's okay. And I always say that we are the second oldest in the universe that we know of.
There we go.
Who knows what's out there?
That's going for us, too.
But it's so great that you're back involved. You were programmer for narrative features for Reeling this year. What's going on first, let's talk the fun, glamorous night. What are we doing when we kick off the 44th Reeling, the Chicago International LGBTQ International Film Festival on the 17th?
Okay, so 44 times Brenda Webb, our founder, has
Yes.
presided over this, and this might be one of the most exciting opening nights we've ever had. We are so thrilled to be opening with La Bola Negra, which is translated as the Black Ball. It's a Spanish epic that won Best Directors at Cannes. It is a 3-hour queer epic that is going to blow you away. I mean, it is so complex and beautiful from beginning to end. It's a riveting movie, 3 different stories interspersed between 3 different time periods. And, I was a film critic for a very long time for Windy City Times, reviewing from a queer perspective. Mm-hmm. And of course, we got a sneak peek, and thanks. And this is thanks to Jerry Nunn, actually, who put us in touch with the Netflix people who own the film. And then they asked us all for our kind of what's your take on this, and blah blah blah. And I remember distinctly, several times being in the screening room and like, okay, we're the first people in town to see Brokeback Mountain. We're the first people to see Carol. And one of the last things when I stopped reviewing was Moonlight. And I remember distinctly turning to a friend of mine and say, I am so glad that I have lived long enough to see a film like this. This film is going to join those ranks.
Wow.
I'm not kidding you. It is sensational. So, I mean, come on. That's
So when you say that it's an epic, immediately I go, I've got Odyssey on the brain because I've been doing that lately. But so what does the story follow for this film?
Well, I would immediately say this movie actually has really compelling characters.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. That's helpful.
It has really it's based on the legendary writer. Okay, it's Lorca, Garcia Lorca.
Okay.
Is it Federico? Okay, and he left an unfinished play. I want to say it's 4 pages, and a lot of it focuses on that particular piece.
Okay.
And what happened in the circumstances in Spain during the Civil War in the 30s. I don't want to give too much away.
Great. Yeah. No. But that right there. I'm in.
And all I can tell you again is it takes place in 3 different stories in the 30s, and in more recently. In 2017, as someone is trying to track this story, there's a really lovely supporting part from Penelope Cruz, who is so fun. And there is this Glenn Close plays. She's in it too. And I will tell you, It was very unexpected, but there's an interchange that happens between Glenn Close's character and another character, and I choked up. It was so moving and beautiful. So we are the first people to see it. It's going to be in theaters. I want to say mid-October, and Netflix has announced that they're positioning this for their Oscar campaign. They're going to try to, they're going all out with this film. This is going to be really their emphasis this year. And having seen the film, I can't wait to see it again.
All right. I'm excited. So that's going to happening on September 17th when Reeling opens.
At the Historic Music Box.
At the Historic Music Box, which is always so much fun to go to that opening night. Mm-hmm. It's wonderful. So what are some other highlights from the festival for the 44th Reeling, the Chicago International LGBTQ Film Festival?
Well, we have over 7,000 movies.
Wow.
Is that all?
We don't, but it's like, whoa. If I start naming stuff, I mean, I can. Our centerpiece.
Wait, I got a quick question before you go into how many films, since there are that many, how many films were submitted this year?
Oh, I'm going to say it's in the hundreds. Now, this year, I'm having such a fabulous time because unlike other times, I am co-programming features with Tatum Yancey, who is so delightful. Brenda Webb herself is doing documentaries, and Iona Bodum, if I'm saying that correctly, is doing shorts. So we have a real team together, which is so exciting. And Tatum and a whole team of pre-screeners went through a lot of the entries. And then there's a point where then I come in and say, well, let me decide. Let me look at these things. And I will.
I've got discerning taste. Yeah.
Yes. Let me just put my 2 cents in. So it's a ton. And then, of course, all through the year, leading up to this, and I came in the process pretty late. I mean, honestly, what drew me in, Brenda was like, okay, because I'm working, as you know, a lot of my own projects, my music and my writing, that kind of thing. I mean, she was like, okay, I have this co-programmer that you're going to get to work with, which is a really unusual situation for me. And
that's one way to put it, unusual, yeah.
Yeah, because usually, I instigate my own stuff and whatever. And I thought, okay, this would be really, really good at your advanced age to sit down and see if you can work with somebody else.
And I'm sure it was a huge success.
I can't say enough about Tatum. We've just had so much fun, and good arguments. Like, okay, why do you like this one so much? And I would say, okay, and this is why I think, and blah blah blah. And a lot of this comes from our fearless leader, Brenda Webb. Okay, we've got a lot of things to think about. Okay, does it work aesthetically, artistically? Is there going to be some kind of a draw? Is it this? Is it that? There's a lot of factors that go into putting this together. And then what fits where, and then who's available. I mean, one of the things I'm super excited about is a film that's played the circuit. It's playing here Saturday night. It's called Test. And it's from a filmmaker, Sam McConnell, who has been in Reeling several times with shorts. And he has directed this film that was written and stars a bodybuilder named Brock Urich. And they're coming in for the festival. So that's on Saturday. And you talk about a gritty, right in the moment drama. It's about a guy who really wants to turn pro in the bodybuilding area and lives with his mom, played by Tammy Blanchard, the Emmy winner for the Judy Garland miniseries years ago. Oh. I mean, it's this really, he's, so there's a religious aspect to it, and yet he is, in his bedroom, making money on the camera, and dealing with the same-sex attraction to his coach, and they're struggling financially, and he's struggling with the sexuality. I mean, it's so complex. And, beautifully acted and very moving, and there are moments of lightness. So I'm super excited about that.
And Matthew Morrison's
they're
in
going
it.
to be here.
Matthew Morrison from Glee, I see, is in that one.
He plays
pastor?
the pastor who, is very conservative. It's not it's not what you've seen him do.
Mm-hmm.
And this young man is really, really torn.
Mm-hmm.
So and we have stuff like that, and then we have stuff like Son of Sarah, Volume 1, which is queer horror. Like,
Yes.
It is the great-great-grandson of Rosemary's Baby.
Fabulous.
It's jaw-dropping.
Fabulous.
This lesbian couple, they're right at the end, of her pregnancy, and the baby daddy who, shows up. And for reasons, they're like, she goes to have dinner with them out in the middle of nowhere. And it's one of those where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe
It's a crazy ride.
Ooh.
It is crazy and horror and funny and gory. And, if you love queer horror, if you just love horror.
Sign me up.
Okay, that's Saturday night. You got to see that one.
I'll be there.
Okay, Ellen, what have I got for you? Okay,
the Brittany Griner story. What's that one about?
I was going to say that is about Brittany Griner.
Yeah.
And,
Truth in advertising.
That's it. You're done. Her story is so unbelievably compelling. What that poor young woman went through, being arrested and held in Russia for. I
Horrible.
can't even tell you. And then I'm trying to think, of course we have a million other films. I'm trying to think, what kind of lady films do you like?
I love any kind of
We all
lady
love
films because there's just
films.
never enough of them out there for me to see, in my opinion. But, Reeling gives us that opportunity, but in the rest of the world of film, they're harder to come by, let's face it.
Well, this is one of the things that I love so much about Reeling is that once a year that some of these films you may have seen other places or you can track them down or whatever, because that's kind of what's happened in the world with all the streaming and that kind of thing. But this is the one time where you're going to see these with our peer group. You're going to see them on a big screen and in this really, really super safe space and this diversity. We have something for everybody. So I'll just say that's my little public.
I love that.
You do.
And one of the best things about Reeling, about the Reeling Film Festival is you often get a lot of the artists involved in the films to come for, I like to call them sassbacks at the end of the film.
Any of those
and then
happening?
you were talking about that one director and the bodybuilder. Are there other folks that are coming in that you're particularly excited about?
I'm very excited about the writer-director of Mermaid, which is our narrative centerpiece. It is about a budding trans boy, and his father is played by Nat Faxon, who you may know from Loot. And the Gay Pirates from HBO. I can't ever think of the name of it. He's an Oscar-winning writer. He wrote the film The Descendants, Nat Faxon. Of course, I'm terrible. I can't remember the woman's name who wrote it and directed it. She's coming in, and that I want to say is also on Saturday. And it is the young who identifies as male. I want to say he's maybe 12, maybe not quite that old. He establishes a relationship with a drag queen, and who becomes this fierce protector who's going through his own stuff. He's grieving over the loss of his partner. And the bond between these two, there are so many films, or there are not so many films. There are films where I'm watching all these separately from Tatum, and, we write our little reviews. We have kind of the spreadsheet kind of thing. And 9 times out of 10, I'm saying, oh, hell yes. There is no question. And sometimes she gets there before I do. Well, okay, because, she gets up early. She's like that. One of those normal people with the time thing. And she is written, oh my gosh, I can't wait to show this. This is a film that we both were like, wow, just kind of knocked our socks off. So I love that. I mean, I can just start listing off titles. Mad Fabulous, which is Monday night, which is based on a true story and about a Scottish earl who was openly gay and queer, and believe me, is mad fabulous. And his manservant is played by Rupert Everett, who the festival honored in 2019 with our Lifetime Achievement Award. I mean, it's like the gay Downton Abbey.
Yeah, I love it.
Or gay Bridgerton. I mean, it's like some of these you just go on and look at the clips, look at the trailer. There's a beautiful lesbian-themed film with Joan Chen, who plays this woman living in Canada with a husband and a child, and realizes at a certain point in her life, I have buried this attraction to women. When she meets somebody at a class, this woman, and begins this affair that, of course, transforms her life. And you know Joan Chen from probably years ago, Twin Peaks, Last Emperor. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful performance. We have comedies, we've got dramas, we got horror, we got, whatever you want.
That really is one of the best things about Reeling, because you've got
diverse
features, you've got documentaries, you've got short films. I'm super excited. Our good friend of the show, Whitney Chitwoods, her Sam Wants Her Sweater Back as a part of the shorts program, which has been,
that's fab.
Yes, and let me tell you, she's funny. She's very funny. So yes, so
hey,
but
can I just throw in some real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Speaking of shorts, one of the programs, the theme is Bodies of Desire, which is showing on Thursday. Oh yes, that is showing the same night. Earlier that night is our documentary centerpiece, which is, I always try to say this correctly, Jarapeo. Which is about the Mexican town where they have all the rodeos, and it's the queer people that exist within it. It's unbelievably beautiful. Right. But as part of this shorts program, Bodies of Desire, we're showing a film that stars David Pevsner, who the star of Scrooge and Marley, the film that Mr. Duff was in that we made several years ago. And so he's going to be here, which is lovely.
Oh, great.
And the red director. Anyway. So,
fabulous.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, like, again, Reeling Film Festival is one of those things. We are so lucky that it's here in Chicago. How can people enjoy the fest? I know that you can get some passes, you can buy individual tickets. How can people take some time up when the festival starts kicking off on September 17th?
Well, everything's on sale now. Go to reelingfilmfest.org, and tickets, we're at, as you've said, we're at the Music Box opening night. Then for the following week are at the Landmark Century. And then we end the festival the following weekend at the headquarters of Reeling, which is at Chicago Filmmakers on the North Side.
Which is an incredible building. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Thank you. That's the Chicago Filmmakers is the presenting organization of Reeling. And it's just fun to be in that building, and to see a film in that screening room is pretty fantastic. We are closing with an anniversary screening of The Celluloid Closet.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, from those two Oscar-winning directors, and it's inspired by the late Vito Russo's film classic, narrated by Lily Tomlin, and basically goes over the first 100, how queers were represented in film in the first 100 years. And then it goes up to about the early 90s with the advent of new queer cinema. I mean, it's really, really eye-opening if you've never seen it.
It's wonderful.
And entertaining and funny, and, so many people are in the film as talking heads. It's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, Tom Hanks, Whoopi Goldberg, Harvey Fierstein, Susan Sarandon, Tony Curtis, on and on. It is
quite a remarkable film, and I remember because it came out in the 90s, like in the mid 90s, and that's was my era of coming into my own, and it was like a big film. And of course, you can find your own big films among the many big films that are happening at the 44th Reeling, the Chicago LGBTQ+ International Film Festival. It's It's coming up on September 17th and runs through the 27th. For the full calendar and to get tickets and passes, head to reelingfilmfest.org. Richard Knight Jr., thank you so much for showing up in the middle of the night and for chatting with us.
Welcome. You know, you did that really well. You might think about getting a radio show.
You know, I've been thinking about it. Well, I don't know.
He's getting the hang of it.
I'm
after
finally getting the
13
hang of
years.
it.
What do you think?
I'll let you give him you give him a couple pointers, and I think you're good to go.
All right, we're on our way. It's all good. We love having you with us, Richard, as always.
Love you both.
Love you
you too, Richard.